Penance RPG and its affiliate sponsor, D&Dice, makers of dice for all types of heroes, proudly presents Plummet, Falling in the Dark, a Penance RPG adaptation. This bard's tale, as is customary in these parts, may contain strong adult themes, cursing, and high adventure. For now, time turns, the path is open. Let the story commence.
Welcome to episode 40 of Plummet. This week we have someone returning who's been away for a long time. Who are you? What are you? And to celebrate Pretend to be a Time Traveller Day, where would you like to go and why? Starting with Leonida.
Hey, this is Leonida, playing Burnin, a dragonkin apothecary, out looking for his wife. And if I would like to go somewhere in time, I'd probably just want to go like maybe 100 years into the future and read some history books about our time now. That would be really awesome to see how everything that's so hyped these days would pan out. That would be really interesting to see.
And see how much of it came out as being lies.
Yeah. Like sometimes we look back in the days like maybe 60 or 70 years ago and like how could they be so stupid to think this and that. So it would be nice to see how people 100 years from now look back in the history books at our time now and see what we did and didn't do and stuff like that.
Fair enough. Next we have Amy.
Hello, it's Amy. I'm playing Frankie, our human disciple. I got really excited about this because I just like total went Doctor Who nerdgasm because I'd go find the Doctor and we'd be out in the TARDIS. But in a realistic one, I'd probably want to go back in time and discover Tutankhamun and be like world famous archaeologist at the time. And then skip off again with the Doctor.
Fair enough. Next we have Squid.
It's a time traveling question.
Next we have Squid.
I'm Squid, and I am playing Karis, the gentleman thief, who is a tiefling. Time travel. I'd probably do something stupid like travel through time, partying with all the legendary partiers like Ollie Reed and Jimi Hendrix and Caligula. I don't know. It's just go on a booze cruise through history, basically.
Have you read, is it Better Than Life or Infinity Welcome Scare from Drivers? I read the Worf book where he talks about, remember Stag Do, where he goes back in history and goes on a stag do with all the people from history.
No, I haven't, but that's what I would do given a time machine.
Okay, next we have...
Hang on, wait, that is Better Than Life. That's in Better Than Life.
Is it Better Than Life? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, because it's not real, I think, because they're in the game.
Yeah, it's the one where he goes, it's the one where he goes back and he marries the like Brazilian crazed goddess woman, and then she divorces him and he marries a woman that basically looks like his mother. Yep. That's if anyone's not read the Red Dwarf books, they are fantastic, you should read them. Anyway, and returning now we have Rebecca.
Hello again. I'm playing Aura Velsik, a Tabaxi steel caster. I played her very briefly at some point. Think angry cat on two legs. Waves a hammer around quite a bit. I'd probably go forward to a gay space commune.
Fair enough. So far into the future, or?
Yeah, gay space commune on the moon, that'd be nice.
Fair enough then. And finally, we have AJ.
Hey, it's me, AJ, playing Professor Sinister still. If I could travel through time, I would return to my own time.
Oh.
Yeah. That's right. I am from... No, I don't know. I feel like going backwards in time, like even like going back like 20, 30 years, I'd get a lot of odd looks with my long hair and my beard and my giant overweightness. And I don't do well under that much scrutiny. So maybe I'd also go forward to some
Come
kind
with
of...
me to the gay space commune.
Yeah, I'll hang out and like crack jokes and things. It'd be great.
We can plant the rainbow flowers and peace and love and everything on the moon. It'd be great.
That does sound fun, so long as there's like an all-you-can-eat buffet there.
Oh, almost
I'm
certainly.
set. Yeah, I mean, there'd have to be, right?
Yeah. Sharing is caring.
But yeah, I'm also going there, yeah.
Fair enough. There's no Bear this week because he decided that his work's night out was better than this.
You fell into a time vortex.
Shame. Shame.
See, we really should have asked what era would you want Bellery to go to?
I think he'd do well in the Old West as some kind of like...
A snake oil salesman. Definitely a snake oil salesman.
I'm sorry, the Renaissance.
Oh god, yes. Could you imagine his hair all done?
Oh
I'd be happy.
God, it'd be
He
amazing.
doesn't wear shirts as well and not get looked that weird.
I do have a strange compulsion now to Photoshop Barry's head onto Da Vinci's that one.
Please.
Totally do it. We'll put it on Twitter and no one will understand.
Yeah, okay, alright, I'll let it Photoshop now while we're doing it and I'll have it for you before we're done.
Fantastic. So, now we turn to Dragon and ask to open the storybook and say what happened last week. So, Dragon, if you please.
After the somewhat disastrous expedition to the park, the Professor rejoined Frankie and Caris to be informed that sinister goings-on had been reported around the inn at the centre of Nerrick Hall, and that new recruits would meet them there. After introducing themselves to Backstab McNabb and the pulp detective, Todd Sanders, the party made their way into the inn. Following some unwanted attention towards Caris's ruby golem leg and a rather confusing discussion with the barman about the differences between sherry and goat poison, the party decided it best to investigate the alleyways directly outside the tavern instead. As they made their way towards a sinister, glowing door they found in the alleyway, Caris was rushed by the frenzied patron he had threatened in the inn. Convinced they had lost any element of surprise, Todd Sanders kicked the door in and charged into the room, finding several cultists around a massive swirling portal and a demonic individual who spoke in an all too familiar style. As Todd monologued to himself rather than pressing any advantage, the demonic figure called forth Annabelle from the portal, a gigantic spider that skittered forth and reared its fangs in the face of the pulp detective. As the typical floundering began and the party set themselves on fire, the massive spider took several large bites out of Mr. Sanders, who had, once again, began monologuing in an attempt to dissociate himself from the burning venom coursing through his body. As the demonic figure cackled and summoned some infernals to his side, the giant spider continued to feast on the gibbering detective, while Backstab McNack attempted to rush past the cultists to stick his blades into the demon's neck. Although Backstab could not achieve this feat, he at least distracted Annabelle, who finally dropped Todd, allowing the shuddering detective some respite to crawl away. Several minutes of anarchy rolled by, and sadly, the rather pointless form of Todd Sanders was put to rest as a charging inferno crushed his skull whilst attempting to chase Frankie. But finally, a light at the end of the tunnel. Backstab managed to inflict some critical wounds on the demon, forcing him to retreat from the battlefield through some sort of portal, screeching that they had not heard the last of Ebony Darkness. Sadly, Backstab's heroism was quickly halted by the massive spider, who flattened her gigantic body to prevent him stabbing her underbelly, leading to Backstab accidentally stabbing himself in the jugular, bleeding out in seconds, and confirming that foreboding sense that these new recruits lack the survivability that has kept the rest of the party alive for this long. After finally dispatching the remaining infernals, Frankie and Professor Sinister helped the slightly limping Karis to his feet, and the trio escaped into the night, leaving Annabelle behind to have her feast, the remnants of Backstab McNabb.
And lo, the story continues. So last week, as you abandoned the body of Pulp Detective to be eaten by spiders, you walk through this sort of town square that you've walked through many times, and the portcullis to the rich district of town, where you're in and all your money and everything is, seems to have been closed. As you approach, the guards tell you that due to the outbreak of demons in the city, they are not going to open the portcullis until they are assured that there are no demons in town. And if you want access, you need to go and get permission from the guard captain who's in the barracks. What do you do?
Well, we're not staying here, are we? We better go talk to this guard.
So at this point you notice that there is a finely dressed dragonkin who is also trying to gain access, who is also being refused entry. And he seems to have a tabaxi friend with him.
They're not letting anybody in. We have to go to the guard to ask permission.
Are they? That's awfully troubling. Maybe we should go to the guard captain then and ask permission? Maybe? I guess we have no other choice. I'm Burnin, by the way. Here in town, just looking for my wife. She went out shopping a few months ago, and I'm beginning to maybe think that she wasn't shopping at all. I sort of need to find her.
You need to find her very quickly then.
Did you have an argument?
No, she often goes on these shopping sprees, but I'm slightly suspecting she might be, satisfying her needs somewhere else than with me at home, but I dare not say anything.
That's a lot of information for such a short acquaintance.
Well,
tell me more about your wife.
You seem like a nice bunch. I don't see much of the world, so I'm a bit...
Perhaps
It was not my intention to seem particularly nice.
Apart from your voice, you seem to be a nice character.
Well, appearances can be deceptive.
Ah, yes, perhaps.
Karis, are you coming along, or are you just going to stand there in the doorway?
Well, this is a very nice doorway, but I shall join you as ever.
The guard turns to Burnin and asks, "What's her name?"
What exactly? What, my name?
Person you're looking for.
She's called Stoonin.
Never heard of her.
Frankie's just gonna go look. Oh dear.
Karis' little side eyes to Frankie.
Does anybody have any wine or alcohol for the poor lad? Professor, you're very good at doing this. Why don't you deliver the news?
Do you know my wife?
I don't know what you're talking about, dear boy.
At this point, the guard goes, "Nope, she's not on the list. She's not a noble anyway."
Well, she would probably not be a noble, but since you guys seems maybe have some information on my wife, maybe I can join you for a while. I know my way a little bit around, like some apothecary stuff and so around, but I don't know anyone else, so if that would suit you.
Sure, but we'll leave talking about stew until we're settled somewhere. It's a tad delicate what has happened.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go along with that.
Good.
Well done, Frankie.
I need a drink.
Karis slips a hip flask full of rum to Frankie.
He's just gonna glug it back and then get his pipe out and have a smoke. Just like quietly move away.
I don't want to break the news.
Okay, so as I said, there's also a sort of normal height tabaxi standing next to Burr. Are you going to engage them as well, or are you just going to assume they're with them?
Frankie's just gonna cast a glance. Go,
You're not with him, are you?
I'm gonna assume that's a blink.
See, I was concerned whether or not it's me or a character you had made up.
No, it's just
So I
sort of
wanted to
trying
be
to
sure.
introduce you a sort of fluid way, sorry.
Okay, makes sense. What the fuck are you looking at?
My dear, I just asked a simple question. There's no need to be rude.
Do I look like you
I
have a
merely
shit?
asked. Well, with that attitude, you're not going to gain any friends. Just
Do I
gonna
look
walk
like a
away.
fucking- Do I look like a fucking pony?
At this point, you notice 2 or 3 villagers sort of like walking towards you in a very sort of rigid way. Not obviously zombies, but they don't look in control of their own limbs, put it that way.
Those fellows look a little bit stiff.
Yeah, they do. Maybe they will need some ointment of some kind, perhaps.
Can I just immediately walk in the opposite direction?
Sure.
I will also immediately walk in the opposite direction.
So as you begin to start walking away, these people get closer to the gate and you notice that their eyes are pitch black. Like entirely pitch black. There's like no white of their eyes at all. And they seem to be sort of gazing at the portcullis that's closed for some reason as if they can't work out how to open it.
Oh, well, maybe we should scander off. I didn't catch your name, sir, with the rum bottle there.
It's Frankie.
Oh,
I'm a
Frankie,
disciple.
yes. Oh, you're a disciple. How nice. Maybe we should scamper off after those other 2 walking away. These fellas don't seem in their right mind.
Did the black eyes give it away?
Yes,
Certainly.
something about those black eyes, yes. Makes me a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah.
Karis looks at him with black eyes and his tiefling. He's like, just a little bit of demonic possession, nothing to worry about.
Oh my. Well, yes, at least you seem a little bit more limber than the fellows over there.
Pulls out another hit flask, hands it to Burr. Have a wee tipple.
Thank you very much.
You're going to need it.
Oh, you'll fit in nicely, I think.
There we go. So let's make way here, hastily.
Okay, so as you arrive at the barracks, you find the door seems to have been broken in by what looks like some sort of gigantic force. The door lies splintered around your feet.
Someone was in a hurry.
Can I kick a piece?
Yep. Do a roll and see what happens when you kick something.
Knowing Plummet, you're going to somehow manage to cut your own head off by kicking a bit of wood on the floor.
Almost, certainly.
So
That's how I did last time, so.
you kick some of the wood across the floor, just slides across the floor into the gloom. You notice that there seems to be large, kind of beast-like footprints leading inside.
Can I look for a possible escape route?
The way you are at the moment is a possible escape route. You can't see much inside apart from these footprints seem to lead off into the gloom.
Are there any other escape routes?
None that you can see, no.
I think Karis sort of looks at Frankie and goes, we're going to have to go in there if we want our money.
I know. We should probably check the tracks out. Let's have a think, see what we can see.
Can I roll demonology to see if it's demons?
Yep.
Yes, and Burr would like to do the same thing.
Sure. Burr doesn't notice much. Karis notices that it's definitely demons. From his experience of demons, it's definitely been some sort of demonic creature that's come in this way and broke through the door. There's even traces of, like, infernal singeing around the edge of the door that's been broken in.
I think this might be my great-uncle Victor.
Oh,
Lovely.
Sound like Victor's work.
what is he? Is he a demon? I would ask your advice
Yes.
since you seem to be.
My family are all
demonologist.
demons on my father's side, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay.
Was he
Evil,
nice at
murderous
parties?
bastards. Well, to get some nice port into him, but usually it leads to murder.
Good to know.
Do we have any
what we're
port,
dealing with.
just in case?
I always carry port to subdue demons.
Wonderful. We have a plan. Let's lure him with port.
Burr is just gonna stick his head in really slowly and just sort of look around, carefully.
Is it dark further in?
It seems that all the sort of light sources on the way along have been extinguished.
So he's making his way through the city.
So into the barracks.
You've gone into the barracks where we're trying to get permission to get into Noble Corps.
I will light the torch then and stick my head in really carefully and see if I can see anything.
Okay, you just see these massive footprints leading further inside.
I suppose we better keep our wits about us and walk the path.
Oh yes.
After you, Burr, you've got the torch. Why don't you?
Well,
follow me?
I would probably have like someone to accompany me like a few steps ahead as well, and I can be the light source.
I was honestly thinking of following you about a few steps behind, to be perfectly honest.
Stay fucking and walk into the darkness.
Well, I mean, you could actually walk sort of.
Well, there's your leader. Follow the kitty.
Wandering off.
Oh yes. Oh, follow the kitty. Oh, quickly.
Do I have to roll?
Nope, you just storm off into the dark. Burr and everyone else follows on afterwards. You head up some stairs and you hear a sound of fighting, and as you look ahead you see two soldiers frantically trying to defend what looks like the door to the armory from, it looks like several quite large infernals. What do you do?
Interesting. Finally some action in this one-horse town.
Huh?
Nothing but demons in action since we've been here.
I know, it's supposed to be a spa town, I thought. Or was
I
that the
came
other
here
town?
to get my nails done.
So you're gonna do anything? You're just gonna watch these guardsmen get slaughtered by the demons? You're gonna jump in to help? What are you gonna do?
Can I sit down to watch?
Yep.
We should probably help them, I think. Those
Yes,
infernals don't seem really nice, though.
Well,
And
let's
I
get going
would-
then.
If Frankie's fingers start burning, run in the opposite direction. We've had a little
Yes.
bit of...
That's what I'm going to
History
do. I'm
here.
rolling up my sleeves for a reason.
Okay, well, let's see if we can do something fun with some poison then, instead. Poison bolts. Here we go!
Roll your int then. You try and cast Poison Bolt. You instead cast Poison Mist around you. Can everyone roll me to see how you get on being poisoned?
I'm a few steps back, but that's fine.
Seven's even more useless than he does.
Oh dear!
This is not how it's supposed to work. I'm a bit, yeah.
Would you stop?
Well, you're not doing anything. You're just sitting there.
Frankie's going
Can
into
I get up and
anaphylactic
kick
shock.
him?
Frankie falls backwards down the stairs, landing on his right leg, and oh god. Landing on his right leg, and then landing again, horribly quickly snapping his right leg at the knee in a really horrific way that's just barely hanging on by a couple of tendons.
Oh god.
He's howling.
Ouch.
So Frankie's now lying at the bottom
Yeah.
stairs, crying very loudly. You notice the infernals turn to look at you in this big green cloud you're all in.
Can I cuff him, like, up the backside of his head?
You can run down the stairs and cuff him if you want, yep.
Yes!
Roll to cuff Frankie. Yep, you walk down the stairs and give him a clip round the ear as he's like sobbing and pointing at his leg with like...
Can Frankie retaliate by headbutting?
You're on the floor, but yes, you can try
I'm on the
headbutting.
floor, writhing in pain. You just, what?
Roll to try and head...
15.
Yep, you
Can I
headbutt
roll to
Aura.
dodge?
Roll me a dodge then, Aura. You manage to just dodge so you don't get headbutted in the crotch, but yeah, Frankie is currently distracted at least from the pain and making less crying sounds now at least.
I don't know, a snap bone is painful. Oh.
As I said, your leg is like hanging off, so it's not the best.
Don't you bite down on that staff of yours, boy.
The rest of you...
I was just gonna glare evils at everyone.
So as Burr, Karis, and the Professor are all still at the top of the stairs in this sort of cloud of green mist, they notice the infernals are sort of slowly tromping towards them. What do you want to do?
Burr is gonna run down the stairs and try to heal Frankie as best as possible.
Okay,
And
roll.
I mean, the cloud is still there, so
Roll, let's see how this healing goes. You think the best thing you can do is just cut the cords and let Frankie heal up that way. So you slice the remaining two tendons, leaving Frankie's leg to cut off at the knee.
Oh, there you
Manage to
go.
bandage the wound and stop it bleeding.
I'm very sorry about that. I guess we magic casters are a bit of a danger to ourselves.
Do me a favor, never do that again.
Well, I will try not to. Can't promise anything.
Are you going to offer Aura Frankie's leg?
Well, if it feels any better, you can have this leg here.
No, she can't.
What am I going to do with that?
You could probably hit some of the infernals over the head with it. They're
I've
coming
got
for us.
hammers.
Frankie's gonna take the leg and swing.
Give that back to Frankie straight away.
I'm going to kill you.
Oh, it's fun playing a terrible person for once.
Who's Frankie swinging at?
Burr.
Well,
You swing.
Burr is gonna dodge, of course.
He really wants to strangle him, but the leg is too valuable.
Roll to dodge.
Yes,
Nope.
give in to your act.
You managed to clip Burr just around the sort of side of his head with your foot. Your shoe still
Oh.
Do you
attached.
know what?
This is the thanks I get for helping you. All right. I'll never help you again.
Give him another shot.
You
Cuff.
chopped it off.
Well, it was only 2 tendons. You couldn't have done anything with anyways.
You know what? Screw what I said earlier. You know what happened to your wife? She's dead.
She's dead?
She's dead.
Yes, I left her in a hole in the park.
Oh, you left her in a hole? I didn't know that.
Or do you have a body anywhere that I can see?
No, it was gone by the time I came back. The hole, I mean, so I'm assuming.
So you don't really know if she's dead. Is that what you're saying? So why would you say that she's dead then, Frankie? That's a bit.
She was kind of annoying.
I think it's
She was a
more
bit
a
of a-
hope rather than knowledge.
Oh, okay. Well,
She was feisty, but she was a bit, well, much.
I know, but she was sweet.
I think she also chopped off Frankie's leg at one point.
I'm sure she chopped off more.
I can't remember if this is slightly out of character. I can't remember if she did.
Chopped off something.
Well, she was good at chopping stuff, yes.
That's what Karis been doing all this time.
I think he's just staring at them all going, what in the fuck is going on?
Dance, puppets, dance.
Backing out of the cloud of poison, I think he's deliberately just being silent at the moment.
So the Infernals are definitely more interested in you, and two of them start charging towards you. They are enormous, flame-covered beasts. What do you want to do?
Well,
Karis
we
and
better
Professor
deal with
could-
these.
Say this more to Karis and
Yeah, I
Professor
think
since you're upstairs.
short bows, I think, is what he's going to do.
Okay, roll. Yep, you shoot one, it sunks through its chest, it slows down. It's not so much bleed, but sort of like leak fire.
And do a second shot as well.
Yep, again, you sink a second shot into the same Infernal. It's definitely slowed down.
Start backing down the stairs towards the others. Little help, please!
And Professor?
The professor's more interested in all this inter-party drama that's going on, so he's just gonna kind of lazily shoot lightning at the Infernal, but like really his focus is on the juicy drama happening. This is just another nameless enemy that's getting in the way of his own personal soap
Corruption.
opera that he gets to watch. I only ever roll well when it's not important or I don't care.
So you shoot the one that Karis has sunk 2 arrows in, it seems to shudder and then crumbles to rocks.
See, that's how we do it on Naboo.
Jesus Christ, AJ.
It's the seriousness of the voice as well that just sells it. It's brilliant.
So the second Infernal seems to stop for a few seconds and stares with like dead eyes at the other Infernal that you've reduced to rubble.
That's right, I killed your brother. Blah.
So, starting at the top now with Burr, what are you all doing?
Does anyone have like maybe holy water or something? I mean, it's water and against fire and holy water against demons. Anyone of you carrying?
Everyone just stares at you blankly.
Short answer.
He shrugs.
If you like, I can walk into town and go buy some. I might stop for coffee on the way.
No, I don't think so. Bird is just gonna slowly back up and use his... Oh, well, what the fuck? I'm gonna back up and do another poison bolt.
Okay, roll. You shoot on the poison bolt, it sort of goes up and straight back down again and lands sort of with a loud sort of splash in the middle. Can Frankie, Aura, and Karis do me a dodge roll, please? Not get splashed by poison.
Oh, thank
Frankie's
God.
fine. Aura gets splashed by poison and she starts like, feeling like some sort of like burning in her fur.
Can I rub it off on the whiny one?
You can try and rub it off on Frankie if you want.
Frankie's trying to get away from her as quickly as possible. Like,
Get away.
Hobbling
The
away.
D20, yeah?
Yep. She manages to grab the back of Frankie's robe and begins to rub some of the poison off on it as Frankie is like hobbling away.
You better watch it, Kitty. I might burn you alive.
Maybe we should try and focus on the nasty infernal instead of trying to kill each other. Guys,
No, this is much more juicy.
So it's now Frankie.
For one thing, shut your mouth. For another thing, Kitty, I will burn you alive if you touch me again. And thirdly, duck. I'm going to launch a fireball.
Okay, roll.
20.
Non-natural 20, yes. You launch a fireball at the Infernals. It lands square on top of them and sets all around them on fire. They're Infernals, they're already on fire, it doesn't really do much.
I know,
isn't there
but
one left?
gosh, I don't have anything else. So.
Of the 4 that were attacking the guards, 2 more of them start making their way towards you. So it's now Karis.
I think just more of the same, the trusty old short bow.
Okay, roll. Yep, you sunk one in one of its cold dead eyes. You missed completely with that one, but because you did so well in the other one, it's not dead, but it's slowed down definitely. It's got an arrow sticking out of his face. Next we have
Please
Aura.
stop trying to hit each other and help with these demon bastards.
I'm just gonna shrug and say I'm out of range.
Fair enough, okay. It's the Professor.
So I
getting
cast
late.
my lightning. +5. Bleh.
Just as well, you got 6. Sparks and
I would
lightning,
like-
it sort of flares
I would
on the
also-
Infernal's face, but doesn't really do much.
I would also like to summon my hooded thing summoned minion to bring me a glass of Chardonnay.
Roll to see how that gets on. It brings you a glass of something.
This
Not
is
even
corked,
wine
damn
colours,
it.
it seems to sort of... It's what you describe as liquid beige. As you sort of take the glass off, as you take the glass off, it feels warm.
Liquid beige. It sounds like paint.
Come back and let it breathe a little
Sounds
first.
like congealed middle class aesthetics.
So, what are you going to do with this glass of beige?
Well, I will throw it angrily on the ground. Blah.
Right,
Come
Or
back
at
when-
the thing that's on fire.
Yeah, well, okay. I sniff it first. Does it smell flammable?
let's see.
Because that's the thing you can smell.
Nope, not even the slightest.
I'll throw it anyway in my anger.
Alright, roll.
I mean, it's liquid.
Brought you a
so-
glass of slur.
No.
Yeah.
Slur. Ugh. You throw it, it smashes on the elemental, coating it in what seems dry like clay.
I turn to my minion and go, come back with something a bit more palatable.
I nod, almost
Everything-
impressed.
Okay, the Inferno you just threw at, natural 20. It shoots a fireball. Can all of you, since you're all close to proximity, do me a dodge roll, please?
It can try.
Oof.
Oof.
Burnin is definitely on fire. The Professor is quite literally entirely ablaze as is Candace. Let's see if the shock of the fireball does any damage. 13. 13 is right arm. 3. It bruises Karis's right arm. 10 groin.
Oh no.
10
go.
is loss. The fire seems to incinerate what genitalia the Professor has somehow. Whether it's
It wasn't seeing much use anyhow.
That can't be much of a loss.
it makes it nice and smooth, put it that way.
I'm like a Ken doll.
I'm halfway between shuddering and laughing, and I don't know which. Oh god.
Presumably it had to burn through the front of my robes as well, which I'm not
so
particularly...
your robes are still on fire, but let's say the most of the fire hits you and splashes on you, just lands on your crotch and just sort of burns outwards. So the fire sort of like lower chest for you at the moment,
Curses.
whereas the fire for Karis is mostly his arm.
The stench of burning pubes is really making Karis wince.
Oh, I came back at the wrong time.
Inaccurate as well, because I keep it very tidy down there.
Right, okay. The second Inferno doesn't do much but charges forward. The third Inferno doesn't do much, just charges forward. So there's now 3 Infernos. One of them at the front has got a sort of like clay covering to the entire front and an arrow through one of its eyes. So we'll go to Frankie.
I'm probably still on the floor.
You sort of managed to get back to your feet and sort of hobble away a bit, but you're not really like steady.
I'm
on your feet.
hopping. I've been out like, has he not chopped my leg off?
He's chopped your leg off at the knee, so you're sort of like
Yeah, so
using
I'm
your
hopping.
staff to sort of like hobble about.
Peg leg.
Yep.
That means I can't really use my crossbow.
No.
Actually, I still have my blink wand. Can I try and blink one of them out somewhere else?
Yep. Roll a d20 to see if it still works.
Please, God,
Make sure you don't target someone else.
No, I'm going to target specifically one of the creatures. 4. No, it doesn't.
Oh, dear. Be thankful it just doesn't work, because if I'd rolled below 10, it was going to target someone else, and that was going to be a lot of fun. Put them into a wall. Right.
Tell
so-
us after what would have happened.
Yes. So it's now back to Burr.
Yes. Still backing away. I am as well on fire. This is gonna be a smooth maneuver of me doing like a quick roll to put out my fire and then landing, switching up on my knees and doing another poison bolt at the
Okay.
infernal.
Roll a d20 to see how you get on. Yep, with all the grace that no one is really expecting, you manage to do a sort of like power roll, which puts your fire out, and then you shoot a poison bolt. This sort of large green glob splatters into the front of the Inferno. The fire seems to get less and less and less, and you notice it seems to almost be shrinking.
Yay! I was on fire. Now you're not on fire. Take that.
Now it's Karis.
Is there any, like, curtains or tapestries or anything in here?
There's a couple of tapestries on the wall, yes.
He basically just wants to tear it down and wrap himself in it to try and put himself out, like a proper fire blanket.
Sure, roll to see how you get on, pulling the tapestry off the wall. You try and tug on the tapestry. The tapestry's held tight against the wall and you don't manage to get it off. The fire, though, spreads to the tapestry.
Oh dear. Gonna run screaming down the stairs towards the others, like, I can't put it out!
Watch out!
Okay, it's now Aura.
Since I don't have anything that is magical or long range or useful or anything, I'm going to attempt to cough up a hairball and chuck soggy hairball at the thing.
Okay, roll.
In an attempt to put it out.
Are you throwing it at?
At one of the infernals, yeah.
Okay, sure. Yep, you cough up this enormous, like, weird coloured ball of, like, saliva, other sort of internal fluid, and hair, and you just hurl it. And surprisingly, it's got quite good momentum through the air. It splats into the side of the inferno and just slowly, again, continues shrinking as this weird thing is just dripping down him.
I kind of do that Obama nod where you like, look, you know that, kind of impressed look, that look.
Yep.
That on my cat face.
Yep. Okay, so we're now back to the professor who's got a burning crotch.
I'm gonna yell to my minion, extinguish me, minion.
Yep.
Oh my.
Roll d20 to see what he throws in your crotch.
Yes.
Well,
Will it be Chardonnay?
That was Sambuca.
No, it's gonna be, isn't it? Yeah.
So more of your clothes are now on fire. You smell very strongly of burning aniseed.
ugh, the worst of all shots.
So you're just gonna flail around on fire?
Well, no, I'm just gonna ignore it and fire a lightning bolt.
Alright, roll. Yep, you managed to electrocute the shrinking one, who again disintegrates into rocks. But you are completely aflame now.
Hey, someone is kill stealing all night. What the fuck?
I'm not kill stealing. I'm just killing.
You better watch out, you might be next.
So,
Oh, is that a fact?
one of the first infernals, natural 1. What would Inferno do in natural 1? Basically, it tries to cast fire and ends up just catching the nearest tapestry still on fire. The upstairs hallway is now completely ablaze. Second Inferno actually managed to get a shot, but he doesn't manage to get near. He misses. The Infernos fighting the guards, don't kill them this turn. The guards fighting the Infernos, don't kill them this turn. So it's now back to Burr.
So there's now 2 infernals fighting the guards, and that's the only 2 left, right?
There's 2 between you and them, so there's 4 Infernals in total that are left. There's 2 walking towards you, and there's 2 fighting the guards.
Okay, so there was now 6 in the beginning. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Karus. Karus is on fire, right?
Karus's arm is on fire, yes.
Yes, I'm gonna roll him around the ground and trying to put out his fire.
Okay, roll. Nope, you just slam Karus head first into the floor. Karus is slightly dazed.
Sorry, Garrus, I was trying to put out the fire. Not doing too well tonight.
No.
Is this how you make friends?
No, this is how I make enemies.
Yes, it is.
I have had a problem with trying to be friendly with folks, but I've mostly been outside my house all my life, so yeah. I'm trying my best though. Please don't be angry with me.
It's now Frankie.
Frankie's just gonna look at him and just be like, what? I'm gonna try and prop himself against the wall that is not on fire and swing around my crossbow and take aim at one of these.
Okay, roll.
The closest one, even.
Nope, you managed to fire a crossbow, but it goes nowhere near.
Oh, I need to steady myself a little bit more.
It's now Karus, who's now prone on the ground and slightly dazed.
I think he's just going to roll to continue to try and put his arm out.
Okay, roll. Nope. If anything, the fire is spreading to more of your body.
I'm going to burn to death. I am definitely going to burn to death.
Well, your arm's at least gonna burn off.
So it's now Aura, who's standing next to this burning Karus.
I'm gonna walk away.
Okay. Are you gonna walk towards the Infernals or away?
Away.
That's fine. Now it's the Professor.
Try again, minion. Do better this time.
You
or
are
you'll feel my
your
wrath.
clothes are completely ablaze now.
Look, everybody's seen a naked old man at some point in their life. I step out of the burning clothes.
But Burr is just holding his hand in front of his eyes. He's like,
Oh,
Okay.
Just
At least-
out any other hotspots that might be on me.
You step out of the burning
At least all the
clothes.
vomits going to put Karis out.
Yep, you step out of the burning clothes, your hair is singed completely, your head is now completely smooth as well. But you're
I mean, I didn't have any hair
You're
to
only
begin with.
slightly on fire, so if your minion doesn't fuck up his roll this time, you will be put out. Yep, that's fine. You're finally put out. You're standing there completely naked, dripping
Excellent.
from wine,
Good
With that-
distraction moment there.
with large sort of scorch marks around the crotch and head region.
Luckily, robes are a dime a dozen.
My God. Could this day get any worse?
I'll fire a lightning bolt.
Okay, roll. Yep, you managed to electrocute one of the infernals. They shudder and they seem to also shrink down to about half the size.
Good.
So, we have the small infernal. Doesn't do anything. We have the larger infernal. Doesn't do anything. We have the ones fighting the guards. Ooh, might kill the guards. Let's see what the guards get. Yep, one of the guards is killed. So there's one remaining guard, and it's back to Burr.
Burr is now very disheartened by his trying to put out Karos, so he's going to leave that to someone else and just go for a poison bolt on the larger one of the infernals.
Okay, roll. Natural 1.
Oh no.
Odd or even.
Even.
I just want it made clear that I'm not stood next to them. I'm still up the
You
stairs.
shoot Karis at point blank range.
I think Karis is toast
11.
after
Right
3
arm.
rounds of fire.
2. You only managed to bruise his right arm again. So, with the strength
How
of
do you even manage to bruise someone with poison?
with the strength of someone shooting someone's arm with a paintball gun on an already badly bruised arm, you get an even bigger bruise in your arm.
I'm quite adept of failing miserably, as you can see.
I'm
Yes,
quite
sorry.
close to stabbing you. You know.
Oh, please don't. Please don't.
Frankie's with you on
was-
this.
I was aiming for the infernal. Sorry.
I am known for being quite gentlemanly, but I am very close to stabbing you. Please step away from me.
Okay.
Burr's just gonna step away, like silently, sneaking away a bit to the side.
It's now
If
Frankie.
he steps towards Aura, I'll hit him down the back of the head again.
Well, you
Frankie's gonna try again with his crossbow.
Okay, roll. Yep,
15.
you shoot the mini one.
Yay.
The mini one crumbles to stones.
Huzzah!
So it's now Karis.
Good shot.
He's going to continue rolling about, trying to put his arm out.
Okay, roll. Yep, you managed to put your arm out. You are quite badly singed, and your arm does hurt like hell from quite bad bruising. As you sort of look at your arm, it seems to be bruised. The entire length of your arm is like purple, or your skin is kind of red, so it's obviously bruised even for a tiefling.
Not going to lie, I've had better days. He's just gonna slump down and put his back against the wall at the moment, doing nothing else this turn.
Okay, it's now Aura.
What am I meant to do? Bloody hell. See, I've just kind of wandered back up where we came, I think. And I'm just kind of watching everything. I think I should fight, but at the same time, I only have 2 hammers, and I don't have any helpful projectiles.
Throw one of your
and,
hammers if you want. Or you can throw a passing chair if you really want.
Yeah, sure, I'll chuck a passing chair.
Okay, roll.
Yeah. Oh, crap.
Oh dear, let's see. You have 1, 2, 3 people you could potentially hit. Let's see, which one do you hit? You hit the last one, which is Karis. Oh god.
Oh, for the love of all that's fucking holy.
19. The right leg.
Is it bruised?
6. It's bleeding. You managed to impale Karis in the leg with some sort of wooden chair.
That is particularly impressive, as it is currently a ruby gem
It's a
golem. but,
yeah, okay, you just chip
I'm just
your,
gonna stand there staring in shock.
you just badly chip his gigantic red golem as and he loses his arm. Just falls off.
Frankie's just gonna look at Karis and go,
Is it just me, or is every new person that joins our party a mean?
Well,
Yes.
well, Aura. maybe you should
Accidentally
use-
mean, then.
I mean, I'm usually not accidental about it. That's what's concerning me.
Maybe you should use those hammers of yours instead, Aura. They seem nice and shiny. And yeah.
and get into melee range.
You can charge.
Are you
towards
fucking
the
kidding me?
Infernals then.
No, but might be a good idea. We need
How
to kill
about
these
you
guys.
go into melee range with my hammer?
You can charge into melee range if you want.
I'm not.
Okay, that's fine. It's now the naked professor.
You have to rename your character now.
No, that is his nickname from now
Professor
on.
Naked. Yes.
Professor Nude.
Yes.
I thought you were going to. Oh no, I'm not going to say it.
No, do it.
That
Say it.
Professor Sinisbear.
Yes.
Oh, well, I'm gonna turn to my minion and say, right, you finally got it right with the wine. Now, bring me another glass of it and be quick about it.
Okay, roll to see how it gets on. Yep, it actually brings you a rather nice Chardonnay, so you sort of stand there completely naked, drinking your Chardonnay.
Yes.
Like Zeus on Mount Olympus.
All you need to see from this angle is just looking up the stairs, you just see this sort of like skeletal form with this like, pasty arse standing sort of like nonchalant drinking this small glass of wine.
Actually, that's something to aspire to be fair. Good on him.
I'm gonna search my bags in case I have bleach.
So, is the professor doing anything else or just enjoying his wine?
Nah, I guess I'll shoot another lightning bolt.
Okay.
Burning it down,
It sort of
it's all been
shudders
rather
off
pleasant.
it. Doesn't do much.
That's fine. I got my wine, that's all that matters.
The Infernal does manage to shoot back and shoots a fireball directly at Professor Sinister. Are you on fire? Yes, you're on fire. Your Chardonnay is getting warm and your entire body is on fire again.
Not the Chardonnay. A warm Chardonnay, it's just awful.
The Infernal's fighting the guard. Don't kill him this turn. The guard fighting the Infernals. The guard fighting the Infernals manages to kill an Infernal. And with that, we go back to Burr.
Well, Mr. Karras, I'm awfully afraid to say this, but I'm going to try to bandage your leg. Don't be angry with me.
It's like a sort of gigantic red golem that's had its arm broken off now.
Oh yes, it was broken off.
Well,
and
fuck that then.
his head's shoved into his hip.
I'm gonna have to go
How
up
can he
and...
see where he can go then? How does he see where you're going if his head is rammed into your hip?
His eyes are just below the level of the skin. So he's basically wearing like an old sort of German World War I helmet, and his eyes are just peeking out below.
Oh god.
Well, Burr is then going to quickly. I mean, there's more tapestries on the wall, right? That I can wrap Professor Sinister in, or Professor Sinisbear in.
Yep. You can run up and throw a tapestry over him.
Yes, I will do that and try to put him out.
Yep. You run up the stairs, you throw the tapestry over the top of Professor Sinister, who it lands on top of him, completely engulfing the flames, and it drops his Chardonnay.
sorry about the wine. Sorry about the wine, but
Does it put his flames out? It dampens them, but doesn't put them completely out. It's now Frankie.
Frankie's just gonna fire another crossbow at the last Infernal. 14!
Yep.
Yay!
You shunk the Infernal with your crossbow bolt. Again, sort of shrinks down to move about 2/3 the size it was. It's now Caddis.
What is Karis going to do?
Incidentally, picking up the broken arm of your golem, we're just going to leave it there.
Obviously it's ruby, so it was quite expensive, so I think he's just going to put that in his backpack. And I think he's just going to sigh greatly and go to his special little tipple and just have a drink. No move from being slumped on the ground.
Okay.
Sweet sherry is very restorative for Karis.
Right, okay. So it's now Aura.
How many more of these things are there to fight?
There's one
Like,
Infernal
seriously?
that's slowly shrinking, and there's one more behind it that seems to be fighting a guardsman.
Okay, solid. I'll throw a hammer at the nearest one.
Okay.
And I scream duck this time with a glare.
Okay, roll. Yep. Your hammer flies through the air and smashes through the Infernal, reducing it to rubble.
Oh, nice throw there.
Huzzah!
Lucky you said duck before. Otherwise, that would have been really, 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 really dangerous.
Do you want me to try again?
Well, there's one remaining. You can throw your other hammer if you want. It's further distance if you can throw it.
Oh no, it was a threat. Just throw it at
Alright,
him. I was just, it was a bad threat.
Okay, it's now the slightly still on fire Professor.
I just try and pat myself out.
Okay, roll.
Or define slightly.
You're still on fire, but you've got a tapestry over your shoulders to cover you up. But it's whether the fire spreads the tapestry or not.
Alright, well, let's see how this goes.
The tapestry is beginning to get on fire as well.
Well, balls.
So you seem to put yourself mostly out, but the tapestry is now catching fire.
I will remove the tapestry.
Okay, you shrug it off
there
to the floor.
once again.
You're standing there in all your sort of burnt glory as the tapestry on the floor is sort of burning to cinders.
You can't cover me up that easily.
It was that hard. I was kind of easy, but yeah, you know.
The Infernal fighting the guard, who might kill him. The guard fighting the Infernal. Yeah, the guard fighting the Infernal gets killed. And the one remaining Infernal turns towards the rest of you and roars. What do you want to do?
Shoot it with the crossbow.
Spit in its general direction.
Okay, so go back to Burr. What's Burr want to do?
Professor Sinister is not on fire anymore, right?
No, he's not on fire.
Alright. So I'm just gonna move ahead slightly from the others. So I'm like in the front of them. And shoot a poison bolt at the Infernal.
Okay.
And loudly yell,
Everyone duck, except for Aura, perhaps.
I will throw you, little man.
Poison strikes the Infernal but doesn't seem to do anything to him.
Remember, I'm not that little. I'm quite big.
Oh. It's now Frankie.
Yeah, I'm
I say
just
that
gonna
my
shoot
character's like
crossbow
5 foot.
and I'm a big dragonkin on like 6'3" or something, so yeah.
Oh, I miss.
Well, you use that crossbow bolt again.
Yeah, it was just whatever.
You miss completely, though you do just miss Professor Sinister, leaving a small slice mark across his arse.
Lord.
How will I use my throne now?
Rather distracting.
Yes.
It's now Karis,
It's so disturbing.
memorized with a small line of red just trickling down.
I think Garrus is just sort of going to sit and grumpily just go, fine, and go up in his feet and take another 2 shots with the old short bow.
Okay, roll. Yep, first one hits, the Infernal shrinks down again. Second shot. Nope, that one does miss, though you do a equal slice on the Professor again, just about maybe an inch above the one before.
I think Frankie and Garrus are now playing noughts and crosses with arrow on Professor Sinister's arse.
Well, you know, I mean, all women like scarred men, so
Okay,
we'll be more handsome after this, Professor.
So it's now Aura.
Can I spit aggressively at it?
You are quite far away, but yes, you can if you want. You spit aggressively, but unfortunately you feel like it's another hairball coming up and you spend the turn hacking it to get it up. Okay, it's now the naked and now slightly bleeding Professor.
Well, I will continue to fire lightning bolts to give myself breathing room to take the bleeding scratch on my behind.
Okay, roll.
So lightning bolt first, and then I will...
Yep, you shoot lightning into the Infernal. It seems to shrink again, but doesn't seem to do much more than that. And as you put your
How am
hand
I
round
behind?
to check your wound, you just find there's like 2 small lines of blood. So it's like 2 quite long scratches across your arse.
Oh, this is going to require some pampering.
Well,
Not like the nappies, but just in general.
Yes, we have to ensure we say that, yes. Right, the Infernal doesn't do anything.
I don't want you to get the wrong idea.
It's back to Burr.
Well, it was nice knowing you guys, but it's time to go into rage mode.
And Burr will just run up to the Infernal and smack him in the head with his staff.
Okay, roll. You charge up to the Infernal and it'll go, "Duh!" Infernal just sort of blinks at you if it could blink and just doesn't do anything.
Well, hello there.
Say hello to your wife.
She's not dead. She's just missing.
She could be dead.
It's now Frankie.
He's just gonna keep shooting for crossbows.
Okay, roll. You don't manage to hit the Infernal, but equally you don't manage to hit Burr, who's standing directly in front of it. It's now Karis.
Karis is going to take his short bow out, aim carefully at the Infernal, and then shoot Burr in the back of the head.
Okay, that's what you want to do, roll. You actually
Sorry.
Just straight up murder. Just straight up murder.
No, I straight up shoot him. I'm like, sorry.
Let's see where you actually hit him. Hit him in the head. 4. You just knock him forward so he's lying on the ground prone with this large lump in the back of his head.
Ow.
Fucking poison me in this.
You having a second shot?
Yeah, this one will be at the Infernal.
Okay, roll. Yep. You managed to hit the Inferno. It shrinks down again. It's about a third the size it was to begin with. It's almost dead, but not dead yet. As we go to Aura.
Have I hacked up my hairball yet?
Yes, you have.
Can I chuck that?
You can chuck it if you want.
I'm gonna chuck it.
It
come
lands
on.
with a sort of wet and the Inferno one starts again, just running down the side of it. It does seem to be somehow extinguishing a bit of the Inferno, and the Inferno shrinks a little more. It's now the Professor.
Lightning.
I was wondering where that was going.
I still have a mouthful of Pepsi when you turn to me. I'm losing my voice.
You shudder the Inferno. The Inferno is very much dead as it crumbles into stones.
Awesome.
You all gather yourself back together, and Aura picks back up her hammer. Frankie finds some way to walk with like half a leg. And is someone going to try and put something over the Professor so he's not naked, or are you just going to let him be?
How does he feel about it?
Yeah, I think just make Professor walk behind us so we don't have to look at him.
I will put on a shoulder cape.
Right, okay.
Maybe some boots.
Yep, fair enough.
No, in the earliest opportunity, I'm going to source another dark robe, and yeah.
Fair enough. So,
don't want to get sunburn on my nipples.
Jesus.
This is a weird character.
Sorry to say, old chap, you've already burnt them off.
No, wait, no, that's my apprentice who does that.
With some other protruding parts, yes, yeah.
They'll grow back.
So,
I can assure you they don't.
Have I ever told you the story of Darth Penis the Wise? You can cut that, it's a terrible joke.
No, I'm leaving it in. No. So you all kind of gather your stuff and move forward. As you try and enter the next room, you find it's been barricaded, and you can hear the sound of guardsmen on the other side. What do you do?
How is it barricaded?
You try and open it, and it seems like it won't move at all. There's no lock on the door, so it must be barricaded from the other side.
Just shout and tell them.
We're here for our money.
We're wounded here.
Let's see, what kind of sound do you hear from through the door? You hear some sort of very confused voices from the other side, and then the door is opened literally a millimeter, and a sort of eye goes up to it and sort of scans you up and down, and then you hear, "Where's the Inferno?"
Oh, they're dead.
Let go.
They're dead. Yeah, we killed them.
So after a couple of minutes of sounds of very heavy things being moved, the door opens, and there are 3 guardsmen, and there also seems to be a man with a very, very bad headwind that seems to be in charge, and he tells you he's the guard commander. What do you want to do?
We sort of need to get in through the gates, and we were told that we were supposed to talk with you about that. Could you please maybe help us get
Through what
there?
gate?
The main gate into the city.
To the rich quarters, I think.
Oh, right. Well, we can't really let you through until we dealt with all the demons, you see.
Well,
You seem to be quite adept at killing demons. I mean, it would only take a small, jaunt out of town to this cave they're all coming from.
well, we're not as adept as it might seem, though.
Well, you've got more men than us.
And he sort of gestures to the 2 guards that are sort of standing next to him, who look like they've also been pretty badly injured.
Well, we're sort of more adept at killing ourselves, so I don't think we will be.
You're a suicide squad then.
Yes, I think so. Almost, but not really at the same time. We just need to get through the gates.
Agent Secret, is it?
And he sort of taps his nose.
Well, maybe we should talk to Aura here. She can explain it better.
Explain what?
He sort of looks at the tabaxi
our
and sort of
purpose.
looks confused and goes,
Well,
I gesture helplessly.
I see. Right.
But I was staring at a wall, like, really, really inept, like, staring at a wall that whole time.
Just T-pose.
Yep. Standing in the T-pose. Or the Bellery pose, as it will be known soon. So the guard commander just tells you that if you're willing to go to the small cave outside the city and sort of destroy the portal that all these demons are coming from, then he'll gladly reopen the gate to the rich quarter.
But all my stuff's in there.
Is there no other way? Are you serious?
He just looks the professor up and down and goes,
Does he always, fight naked?
Don't ask.
Yeah.
No. Don't ask.
He usually has more clothes on, yes.
How would you know?
Shush.
Nobody shushes me.
Can we at least co-op?
No more Chardonnay for you, good sir.
Can we at least recoup a little before we head off to this cave?
We've got some basic medical equipment and stuff here, so help yourself.
and he gestures to a couple of beds and some basic medical equipment.
It seems time has run out for this week at least. Join us again next week for more of this tale. These bard's tales were originally told to us around a campfire in a long-forgotten land as Descent Journeys Through the Dark. They were adapted for this podcast by Nikolai Popsky. All music was written and performed by Daniel Boström. The cast of Plummet are Nikolai, Daniel, Bellery, Amy, AJ, John, Squid, and Ash, with additional content by Dragon. If you would like your own high fantasy dice, then journey to dndice.co.uk and use our name Penance RPG at the checkout for a 5% discount of your order. For what is a hero without shiny loot? As for us, we are but meager bards. If you would care to support our tales, you can buy us a grog or two, or Ko-Fi, as it is known in your parts, at ko-fi.com/penancerpg. If you would like to support us in future efforts, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/penancerpg. Farewell and good night, dear listeners, and remember that time will turn again soon. It's only a game, isn't it?
There's very much like a sweet spot in like how well my throat is doing that I can do this voice effectively, and the more I talk, we drift away from it. And yeah, that's why I sound better at the start of episodes. By this point, I'm just going,
Yep. Right, so
Is there a way to fashion like a leg for me?
who used to do your legs? It used to be Stu that did your legs, wasn't it?
Stu or...
You can basically fashion some kind of fake leg.
Hooray!
So
while Frankie is fashioning a leg, I will go into a deep, deep trance and regrow my groin.
roll a d20. Let's see where this goes.
Oh.
Normally this would be covered by a robe, but if you all want to stare, I can show you something that will blow your mind.
You regrow some kind of bump, but it's not really got anything exterior.
Bump.
It's a process.
You do now definitely resemble a Ken doll.
Maybe we should take care of
I
that.
think you should maybe get that checked.
Yes.
Look, this is only stage 1.
How many stages can
I
you
like.
take?
I'm sure that's what she said.
I like to think you've accidentally grown a nipple in your groin, and as you look up, you've now got 2 cocks coming out where your nipples should be.
My Might be a sunburned nipple as well.
Look, man, I rolled a 13, not a 1.
Right now.
This one really got away from me, guys. I'm sorry.